Alright, if you clicked on this video, then I assume that you saw the movie Dune. Otherwise, you're just a glutton for punishment and you want to have the movie spoiled by two Babosos with no credibility to talk about film. They're just here with their Baboso opinions. But welcome, thank you for watching, thank you for clicking, hit that subscribe. And first thoughts on Dune. I love the visuals. I love the sound. That's where I get off. How about you?
The visuals. I'm all about the visuals. They were absolutely stunning. I think for me, the visuals were, if not the best. No, they were the best part of the movie for me.
Bar none.
Bar none. No questions about it. Like, the visuals were just so absolutely masterfully done. The parts that were the cinematography was used perfectly to create moments of relief, but also to help supplement the anxiety and angst, especially those scenes that were filmed in infrared. That was so freaking crazy.
The Black Sun planet or whatever. Yeah, that was dope.
And then the fireworks that looked like ink blotches.
Yeah.
That was actually really cool. They look like oil blotches, you know?
All the shots of the baby in the uterus.
Oh, in utero, yeah, that was...
The giant, massive, tanks that look like ticks with, the little, tick fingers in the front.
You know, it's crazy that it seems like the design for that other... That I forget the name of the... the society, right? But that
the antagonizing family, sure.
All their designs are organic.
They remind me of Alien.
Right. Very
Which
organic,
is very organic.
Kind of just brutal looking designs. Ticks, dragonflies, right? The copters that they have really called.
Those dragonfly helicopters, whatever.
Ornithopters or whatever. It's pretty crazy. And then compared to the ships of, the Emperor, which is, just fucking this beautiful, looking, chromed out...
Oh, yeah.
Modern-looking ship that's circular and, there's a pyramid involved,
Yeah, very different.
Yeah. I think that's very cool. I think, the creature design, the character design, the costume design, and then the technical aspects of the film are outstanding.
The nuances of the culture was interesting, but I didn't really care that much. It was almost like watching a National Geographic thing where alright, this is interesting, they have their different culture and this is how they feel about the prophecy and whatnot, but I was more invested in just absorbing that we're in this desert planet and just kind of being a fly on the wall, not so much as I'm invested in the story or the outcome or whatnot. I don't care if he's the one. I could give it.
Right. I think that's I think that's one of the big negatives of the movie. That there's it's very difficult to kind of... The characters, to me personally, they're not that interesting.
Not at all.
They're it's almost okay, this is kind of a weird comparison, but in Twilight.
Nope.
Okay, so in the movie Twilight, everybody made fun of the main character, the female character,
because... Made fun of you for watching.
Well, okay, fine. But they always made fun of the main character because she was very bland.
Okay.
Right? But the reason they did that is because they wanted the character to be a placeholder for people to kind of latch on to that character.
They can superimpose whatever they want.
Right, for all the young girls that were into Twilight to actually be oh, that could be me.
That's why you have fan fiction. Right. They have to fill in the details of her personality.
Right. So I wonder...
50 Shades of Grey.
I wonder how much of that is from that. Because I'm sure I don't know, I've never read the book, but I'm assuming that the books have that element where the character is accessible enough for people to kind of like attach themselves to in that way.
Maybe. I mean, like, I think about like Zendaya's character. That's the character that I feel like I like the most.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I didn't like identify or particularly root for her. I just liked her whole like deal of like religion is a tool to enslave the people, and like, why would you be the one? Why wouldn't you just be any other person born? Like, you're not even like of our people. You're just some dude that showed up one day. Like, who says you're the prophet?
Right.
Like, I liked her argument, but like her character didn't have like a whole lot of charisma. Or like there was nothing that like made me want to like when she says I'm gonna go my own way, I'm like, all right, bye.
Right. Or like just the 180 that was it Paul, right? Paul Atreides.
Oh yeah, the
like
turn
how
from good to evil, or just
right.
like genuinely like almost like naive and simple to like, no, I am the prophet and you will bow before me. Like,
and I get that it's very likely a ploy. Right? Like, because he like throughout the movie, he seemed genuinely concerned about being perceived a particular way, right?
Oh, it's politics to him.
No, well,
like he says the ones who don't believe, those are the ones we should target.
No, that was the mom that said that.
But wasn't he following that same...
Initially, but I think the mom's...
she got in his head?
I think the mom's perspective is more of like an actual power grab piece.
Yeah.
Whereas his perspective was more of like he just wanted vengeance. Right? So in order to achieve that vengeance, he did also
need to go the most strategic route possible, which was to do what his mom said, which was the
right. But now the question is, again, I've never read the books. I didn't remember that much of the first movie as well. So like what?
It all just goes
because there's so much stuff that happens that it doesn't even feel like it's paying off.
Yeah, if I can't follow this massive plot and you're not explaining enough to me, like they introduced the Empire character, Christopher Walken, who's pulling all the strings. I needed to know that he was pulling the strings in the first movie because I need more information to be able to put this whole thing together. If I can't put it together, then what does it mean when this character dies if I don't know the if and how, because therefore...
Or his daughter, Florence Pugh's character. Like, I'm meant to somewhat attached to this person because she seems like a very capable individual, right? So now we have these two capable women, right? Zendaya's character, Florence Pugh's character, two different ends of the spectrum, in regards to the kind, like in regards to their like motivations, right?
Yeah.
But very similar in like there's the way that they think almost, right? Like
they're opposite sides of the coin.
Right.
Yes.
But if I can barely even connect with Zendaya's character, how am I connecting with her character? Right? How, like, and I'm sure some of it is like a function of the editing that like the movie's long as hell. I will say this, the movie's super freaking long. Like,
I didn't terribly mind. It got to be a little long at the end, but that could have been because we saw it late.
Yeah, it could have been because I needed to go pee halfway through the movie and I didn't want to leave, to be honest. But I will say that final third, or like that final quarter of the movie, I was at the edge of my seat.
That battle.
Yeah, because I feel like the majority of the movie is just like one training montage. And then out of nowhere, after the training montage, the flip happens. It almost feels like the flip wasn't earned.
Yeah, it happens very... Well, he takes the water, and once it's in his system, he's changed.
Like corrupt.
It's like he had like a mushroom trip, and he was never the same. You know, he took the water, and now
he's seeing like trails now.
I have seen things. I see the future, and so like his actions are going to be dictated by his ability to see the future. So he's literally... Of course he's different now, because he's looking for the path to follow.
Now, so here's the question. It could be kind of like, like in Endgame, when like there was only one outcome where they would win, right?
It's that,
and so
plus the Rick and Morty episode when he's trying to get to Jessica.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, you're no longer you. You're like you're trying to get to Jessica, or in his case, you're trying to get to revenge. And
but he's
the path to revenge, or whatever he's trying to be, whatever moves he's trying to make, are no longer one that comes out of like a place of natural desire and compassion and motivation.
Right now,
you're on some robot AI fed like, what do I need to do to? Yeah, everything is the means to the end.
But what's the end? The end is the end, because throughout the movie
to lead the people to paradise. But in order to lead the people, you're probably gonna have to do some wicked stuff. And in order to become the leader that they need,
probably gonna kill a lot of
he's
people.
becoming like very strong, but strong could be interpreted in many ways.
Right.
We're saying he's evil.
So that's the question, right? Is he becoming evil for the sake of, like, is he actually becoming evil, or is he playing a role?
I think he's trying to achieve a necessity, and he's no longer on like he's not gripping the wheel anymore.
So then what you're saying?
He's not intentionally being evil. He's trying to do something good.
He's Anakin.
And
he's Anakin. He's Anakin, and his Padme is the people.
Sure.
Because his fear has been adamantly that he's like, I fear that I'm following this person, and that's going to lead to millions of deaths.
Yeah.
Right? And so now he's going to
do
something to protect him, but it's going to ultimately lead
whatever to not do that is probably going to be worse.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Because now he's attaching himself to that other princess, or the Emperor's daughter.
Yeah.
And we know that she's a very capable, very calculating individual. Right?
Sure.
Now, we don't know if she's evil.
Nothing to suggest.
I mean, compared to that Reverend Mother that's next to her.
Oh, for sure.
She's not. Yeah, she's fucked up. We know that this chick sees through it, right? The Emperor's daughter. So the question is, will she temper it, or will she read it properly, or will she be the one that leads to the?
Or is it like the Dark Knight? You live long enough to
become the villain.
Yeah. Is it like, in order to be by Paul's side and be the queen to his kingdom, like are you tied to just like doing heinous acts?
Because that creepy dude from the creepy floaty guy.
Which one? The creepy nephew, the creepy floaty
all
guy,
those creepy dudes.
Dave Bautista. They got a whole family of creeps.
They got offed quick.
Yeah. Like, it happened very suddenly. It took 2 movies, but yeah.
Yeah, but it almost felt like.
Because it took a whole movie until they took out the Atreides family, and then it took a whole movie, but both of families, it's like all of a sudden are just wiped out.
Yeah.
Like the whole bloodline is damn near.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It was.
Here we are saying we didn't follow it. Then into the deep.
Well, I mean, it took. Like,
I didn't know that I knew that much. Like, that's how confusing it is.
The thing is, when we got out of the theater, I remember, because we had this conversation. We got out of the theater. We were gonna do a outside the theater reaction, and we just couldn't, because there was too much to process. Yeah. Visually, information, like plot-wise, stuff like that.
We're still processing. It took us a while to get started. We started with, I like the visuals. Well, which visuals did you like? I like this one. Okay. And then it got it. Which characters did you like? And then finally we're getting into the intricacies of we're still processing it now in real time.
Yeah.
That's how crazy of a movie it is.
It's it's a good movie. I think there are portions that feel a little slow.
Definitely.
I think if we're talking about exposition, sometimes the exposition feels not forced, but it feels like we could have used a little bit more.
Yeah.
We could have used a little bit.
Tell me more.
Yeah, because I don't know the books, right? And I dare to venture that the majority of people that are watching the movie don't or haven't read the books, right? So
Like when I said the Christopher Walken, he should have been in the first movie. I needed him to be introduced as the Emperor, so I know who he is. And then he says, "Yo, stab Poe. What's his name?
Even if you didn't say stab
him in the back or betray him or whatever. Like, these guys got to go."
Show me that he exists.
That's what I'm telling you.
Show me that the daughter's
and he's
there.
making the decision. Don't tell me in the next movie. Like, make it clear to me that this is the reason that this is happening.
Right.
Because otherwise, I'm lost.
Right. Because it felt like it came out of nowhere. Now, granted, maybe they were in the movie and I completely forgot.
Maybe they want... No, he wasn't.
Okay.
but what I'm asking is maybe they want you to be confused.
And so now... Okay, so now... Then we find out they have nukes?
Not nukes.
Is this an...
Atomic weapons.
Let me ask you. And this is controversial. Is this an allegory for modern-day Israel?
And that's been our review for Dune. Leave your comment down below what you think. I've been Diesel Time. This is Raul. DJ PJ in the house. Like and subscribe and have yourself a beautiful week.